All right, so picture this. You've poured your heart into building this amazing app in Kubernetes.
Yeah.
Everything's running great. You're scaling like crazy.
Right.
But then it hits you.
Oh.
How are you really protecting all that sensitive data your app needs to work? All those API keys and passwords.
Oh, yeah, all those digital secrets.
Exactly, all that stuff that keeps things running.
It's a question that keeps a lot of developers up at night.
I bet.
And for good reason.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Did you know the average cost of a data breach is over $4 million?
Oof, that's not a statistic I want to be a part of.
You know what often contributes to those breaches?
Let me guess. Weak or compromised secrets.
You got it.
So today we're diving deep into the world of Kubernetes secret management.
Okay.
Specifically, how to keep those secrets in sync with Vault automatically.
Automatically, that's the key.
And the best part is you sent over a fantastic article that we're going to use as our guide today.
Oh, awesome. Which one?
Keeping Kubernetes pods in sync with Vault secrets automatically.
Excellent choice.
So we'll be exploring not just the why, but the how.
Right, the tools and techniques.
Exactly.
To go from manual secret updates to a world where everything just flows smoothly and securely.
Okay, so first things first, why is automation so crucial here? Can't we just update those secrets manually when they need changing?
You could, but that's like playing Jenga with your application security.
Oh, I see what you mean. One wrong move and...
And the whole thing comes crashing down.
Not to mention all those pods spinning up and down in Kubernetes.
Oh, yeah. Keeping up with those manually is just asking for trouble.
So it's not just about convenience.
No, no.
It's about minimizing the risk of human error.
Exactly, because, let's be honest, everyone makes mistakes.
Even the most skilled sysadmin.
Right, and when you're dealing with sensitive data, even a tiny mistake can have huge consequences.
True, like one misplaced character in a database password could be the difference between a secure application and a major security breach.
Exactly, and that's where Vault comes in. Yeah, think of it like Fort Knox for your digital secrets.
Okay, so super secure, only authorized personnel.
Exactly. It provides a centralized location to store and manage all that sensitive information.
I'm picturing those giant steel vaults with laser beams and all that.
Yeah.
But how do we make sure those secrets are actually used by the right pods in a Kubernetes environment?
That's the tricky part, right?
Yeah, because those pods are constantly coming and going.
Like a logistical nightmare.
Right.
Kubernetes is so dynamic and ever-changing.
So trying to manage that manually is just...
Like trying to herd cats.
Exactly. So what's the solution? How do we bridge that gap between this Fort Knox of Vault and this ever-changing world of Kubernetes pods?
Well, our source material highlights a few key tools
Okay.
that can act as that bridge. And one of the most popular is the Vault Secrets Operator.
Vault Secrets Operator sounds impressive.
It is. It's like having a super efficient always-on messenger
Yeah.
between Vault and your Kubernetes cluster.
So if a secret changes in Vault...
The operator instantly detects that change and updates the corresponding secret in Kubernetes.
So it's constantly listening for those changes, making sure everything stays in sync without us doing anything.
Exactly. No more late-night scrambling to update secrets manually.
That sounds like a huge relief.
And no more worrying about whether everything is truly in sync.
Okay, so we have this secure vault storing our secrets, and the Vault Secrets Operator making sure those secrets are always up to date in our Kubernetes cluster.
Right.
But how do the pods themselves actually access those updated secrets?
Good question. That leads us to our next tool, Reloader.
Reloader, does that mean it like restarts the pods whenever a secret changes?
Not quite.
Okay.
Reloader's more sophisticated than that.
Okay, so how does it work?
Think of it as a subtle refresh button. It constantly monitors the secrets being managed by the Vault Secrets Operator.
Okay.
And if it detects a change, it triggers a rolling update of any pods that are using those secrets.
Ah, so instead of restarting everything, it just seamlessly updates the necessary pods.
It's exactly no downtime. Just smooth, secure secret updates.
I'm starting to see how all this fits together.
Good. And it gets even better.
Really?
There are options for even more fine-grained control.
Like what?
The article mentions custom controllers.
Custom controllers. This sounds like we're getting into the advanced stuff now.
Yeah, a little bit. But imagine you have a really specific use case for managing secrets.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you need to integrate with a particular system.
All right.
Or you have some very unique security requirements.
Got it.
Custom controllers give you the power to write your own logic for how secrets are updated and distributed.
So if the standard tools don't quite fit.
You can build something that does.
That's pretty powerful, but also maybe a bit intimidating for someone who's just starting out with all this.
You're right. It does require a deeper understanding of Kubernetes.
But there's another option, right?
Yes, one that offers a lot of control without getting too complex. The Vault Agent Sidecar.
Sidecar, like a little helper bot riding shotgun with each pod.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
Like it.
The Vault Agent Sidecar is a lightweight agent that lives right inside your pods.
Okay.
It establishes a secure connection to Vault and constantly pulls the latest versions of the secrets your application needs.
So instead of relying on external updates, each pod has its own little personal secret retriever.
Precisely. And the beauty of the sidecar approach is that the secrets are updated within the pod without needing a restart.
So the application gets the latest info instantly without any interruption.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. So we have a few different options here
I do.
for keeping those secrets flowing smoothly and securely.
Yep.
We have the Vault Secrets operator for centralized management,
Uh-huh.
Reloader for the subtle rolling updates,
Right.
custom controllers for those who want full control,
Yep.
and the Vault Agent Sidecar for in-pod secret retrieval.
You got it.
But I'm still a little fuzzy on how this actually works in practice.
Sure.
Could you walk us through a typical workflow?
Absolutely.
Maybe using the Vault Secrets operator and Reloader as an example?
Okay, let's say you have a web application running in Kubernetes.
Right.
That needs access to a database password stored in Vault.
Pretty common scenario.
First, you would configure the Vault Secrets operator, telling it which secret from Vault needs to be synced to your Kubernetes cluster.
So you're saying, hey, this database password over here in Vault, I need that accessible in my Kubernetes cluster.
Exactly. You're establishing the link between those two systems.
Got it. What happens next?
Next, you deploy Reloader into your cluster
Okay.
and configure it to watch that specific Kubernetes secret that's being managed by the operator.
So Reloader is now on the lookout for any changes to that database password secret.
Like a vigilant guard dog.
I like it.
And now let's say someone updates that password in Vault.
Okay, so the password has changed at the source in Vault.
Right. Maybe as part of a regular security audit.
Makes sense what happens now.
The Vault Secrets operator, always on duty, immediately detects that change and updates the corresponding secret in your Kubernetes cluster.
Amazing. So the updated password is now in the Kubernetes cluster, ready to be used. But how does it actually get to the pods that need it?
That's where Reloader steps in.
Okay.
It sees that the Kubernetes secret has been updated
Uh-huh.
and triggers a rolling update of all the pods that are configured to use that secret.
So those pods get the new password seamlessly without any disruption to the application.
Exactly.
That's pretty slick.
And that's the power of automation.
Yeah.
Everything happens smoothly and securely without any manual intervention.
No scrambling, no risk of human error.
Exactly.
I'm starting to see how this could be a game changer,
I agree.
especially as applications and infrastructure become more complex.
Absolutely.
But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about why this matters to you, our listener.
Okay.
Why should you care about all this Kubernetes secret management stuff?
It comes down to three key benefits: security, efficiency, and scalability.
Okay, those are important.
By automating your secret management, you get peace of mind, knowing that your sensitive data is always up to date.
And protected from prying eyes.
Exactly.
No one wants to be that company with a data breach all over the news.
Right.
What about efficiency? How does this save us time and headaches?
Think about all the time your team currently spends manually updating secrets.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about it.
With automation, that time is freed up to focus on more important things.
So less busy work, more innovation.
Exactly.
I like that. And finally, scalability. Why does this become even more important as applications grow?
As your application grows, you're likely deploying more pods, handling more sensitive data, making more frequent updates.
Right.
Trying to manage secrets manually in that environment is a nightmare.
I can imagine.
It becomes a bottleneck and a security nightmare.
So automation becomes essential for keeping up with that growth, making sure your security and efficiency stay rock solid.
Exactly. It's the foundation for building secure and scalable applications in Kubernetes.
This has been fantastic so far.
It has.
We've gone from the high-level importance of Kubernetes secret management all the way down to the details of specific tools and techniques.
Yep.
But before we wrap up this part, I want to leave you with a question, dear listener.
Okay, I like it.
As you think about how to apply these concepts to your own work, what questions are swirling around in your mind?
What are you curious about?
We'll be back in a moment to explore those thoughts and continue our journey into the world of Kubernetes secret management.
Sounds good.
Welcome back.
Hope you had a chance to ponder those questions.
I know I have. I'm already thinking differently about how I handle secrets in my projects.
It's great to hear.
Speaking of informed decisions, I was rereading the article we're using.
Oh, yeah.
And one thing that stood out to me is how this whole automation thing isn't just about convenience,
Uh-huh.
It's about minimizing the human element.
That's a crucial point.
Because we humans
As well-intentioned as we are,
make mistakes.
we do, especially when dealing with complex systems or tight deadlines.
And when it comes to sensitive data,
Oh, yeah.
even a small slip-up can be a big problem.
Huge consequences. Imagine you're manually updating a database password across tons of pods.
Okay.
It's late at night, you're on your third cup of coffee,
Been there.
and you mistype a single character.
Oh,
Suddenly your application crashes.
talk about stress.
And dangerous, the typo could create a security vulnerability.
So automation isn't just about saving time.
No.
It's about creating a more secure and reliable system overall.
By removing those opportunities for human error.
I'm convinced automation is the way to go.
I agree.
But I'm sure some people are thinking, okay, this sounds great, but my application is unique.
Right.
It has all these specific requirements. Will these tools really work for me?
It depends.
Yeah.
The tools we've discussed, like the Vault Secrets Operator and Reloader, are designed to be flexible.
So they can adapt to different use cases.
Most of the time, yes. But if they're not enough,
There are always options for customization.
remember custom controllers.
Ah, yes, they sounded pretty powerful, but also a bit advanced.
They are. But they give you the power to write your own logic for how secrets are handled.
So you can define specific rules and triggers.
Exactly. Tailored to your application.
Let's say you need a secret to be encrypted in a certain way
All right.
before it goes to the pods.
A custom controller could handle that encryption automatically.
So the secret's always protected according to your standards.
Exactly. And don't forget, Kubernetes is built on open source.
Oh, right.
There's a huge community out there.
So even if you have a niche use case
Someone has probably already solved a similar problem.
and shared their solution,
That's the power of open source collaboration.
this is making me excited to start experimenting with these tools.
Me too.
It feels like we're on the cutting edge here.
We are. The technology is always evolving.
So for our listeners who are ready to get started,
Yeah.
what are some key takeaways they should keep in mind?
First, automation is key.
Okay,
Don't rely on manual processes for managing sensitive data.
got it.
Embrace tools like the Vault Secrets Operator and Reloader.
Great advice, and don't be afraid to experiment.
Right. Find what works best for you.
There are so many resources out there, documentation tutorials, open source projects.
Absolutely. And remember, security is not a one-time fix.
It's an ongoing process.
You have to be vigilant and adapt.
Stay curious, stay informed, stay ahead of the curve.
Well said.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
We've covered so much ground.
From the importance of automation to the nitty-gritty details
And we've hopefully given our listeners a good foundation.
to build more secure and efficient applications.
Now, as we move towards wrapping up,
Okay.
I want to leave you with one final thought-provoking question.
Okay, shoot.
As you go deeper into Kubernetes security,
Uh-huh.
think beyond just the technical aspects.
What do you mean?
What about the human element?
Let's see.
I thought we were minimizing the human element through automation.
We are, but that doesn't mean we ignore the human factors.
Okay.
Security is not just about tools.
It's about people, too.
People, processes, and culture.
So we need to build a security-conscious mindset.
Exactly. Within your team and organization.
Encourage your colleagues to stay informed.
About the latest threats and best practices.
And make security a shared responsibility.
Because even the best security systems can be undermined by human error.
So as you invest in tools,
Don't forget to invest in your people.
train them, empower them.
Wise words security is a holistic endeavor.
All right, deep divers, we're approaching the final stage of our deep dive into Kubernetes secrets.
Can't wait to hear the insights our listener has.
Me too. Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back to wrap things up. Welcome back to our Kubernetes secret deep dive.
It's been quite a journey.
It has, and I'm curious,
I bought.
as you've been listening to all this,
Yeah.
which of those tools from the article has sparked your interest the most?
The Vault Secrets Operator Reloader, custom controllers, the Vault Agent Sidecar.
Yeah, which one has really stood out to you?
What's fascinating is how each tool represents a different approach to secret management.
Oh, tell me more about that.
Well, like the Vault Secrets Operator.
Okay.
It's all about a centralized approach,
Okay.
making sure all your secrets are in sync across the whole cluster.
Like a conductor leading an orchestra,
Perfect analogy.
making sure every instrument is in harmony.
Exactly. Then you have Reloader,
Which is more.
decentralized,
Okay.
giving each pod the power to react to changes on its own.
So it's like each pod has its own little secret agent.
Haha. Exactly. Keeping its information up to date.
And then, of course, we have the heavy hitters.
For ultimate flexibility.
custom controllers, and the Vault Agent Sidecar.
Exactly.
It's like a choose-your-own-adventure for secret management.
It really is. The key is understanding the trade-offs.
Oh, what do you mean?
Well, centralized control is simple,
Okay,
but it might not be as responsive to rapid changes,
right.
while decentralized methods are flexible,
Uh-huh.
but they can be more complex to manage.
So it's about finding the right balance.
Between security, efficiency, and control.
And that balance might change as your application evolves.
Exactly what works today might not work tomorrow.
There's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Absolutely. The right tool depends on your specific needs and how much control you want.
And don't be afraid to experiment.
The Kubernetes community is all about innovation.
There are always new tools and techniques popping up.
Stay curious and keep exploring.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground.
We have from the big picture importance of secret management
Huh?
to the specifics of different tools and approaches.
Hopefully our listeners feel empowered to tackle this head on.
Whether you're a Kubernetes pro or just starting out, remember, protecting your secrets is essential.
It's not optional anymore.
And with the right tools and the right mindset.
You can build applications that are both strong and secure.
That's a wrap for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time. Keep learning, keep exploring, and stay secure.